Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I update daily. If you like this watch, you can purchase it on thewatchbox.com. Buy, trade, and sell luxury watches on thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing what is probably my favorite variant of the 2009 to 2015 Rolex Datejust 2. This is a timepiece that is 41 millimeters across the round of the case on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. It wears large. I'm not going to lie to you, the profile of a Rolex Oyster case has always been more of a cushion than a round watch, and at 41 millimeters with solid end links, this watch really does wear more like a 42 or a 43. I'm going to step back for a minute so you can see it in proportion. It's a large watch with impressive stance. Lug to lug, you'll find it's 49.5 millimeters, but if you measure it end link to end link, it's a broader 51.6 across the wrist. And I'd say that probably 14 to 14 and a half centimeters circumference is going to be the smallest wrist that can wear the full-blown Datejust 2 with a sense of security and proportion. That said, it is very comfortable, and it is a slim watch, only 12 millimeters thick. It's not going to get hung up on any kind of cuff whatsoever. You can easily wear it as a dress watch, just as you can wear this steel and white gold combo as a sporty alternative to something like a Submariner or a GMT, because let's be honest, how many of us are professional pilots and divers who need a mechanical backup timer to save our lives? Very few of us. So a Datejust 2, which has the same kind of stance and presence, but perhaps a better balanced aesthetic overall, is an equally viable option, especially since it's loomed, it's automatic, and it's 100 meters water resistant. In mostly stainless steel, that sounds like a sports watch to me. Now, it does feature a Deluxe Rolex Oyster bracelet. I say deluxe because you know you're dealing with something other than an entry-level Rolex when you have a combination of polished center links and satin finished outers. You can see the outermost shoulders are polished, and the clasp, again, not an entry-level piece, featuring a fully finished, fully polished interior, a straight-through polished stripe, and rather than a reductively applied crown, an engraved or stamped crown, you have this riser crown above the center spline of the clasp. And inside the clasp, you still have Rolex's 5mm EasyLink system. You can take in or take out, tool-free, the equivalent of one sizable link as your wrist may expand or contract. Now, the case is handsome. The Datejust 2 is a little bit more squared off and substantial than the 36 and smaller, but it's not the super case that you see on the GMT, the Explorer 2, the Sea Dwellers, or the Sub. This is a little bit more of a fluid, compound curved, sensuous, and elegant profile, and especially since the watch is only 12 millimeters thick, proportionally about 2/3 of that is the case and 1/3 of that is the bezel, and it's a very pleasing ratio to the eye. You could wear the watch on a strap, and if you were to do so, you'd find that it has a 20 millimeter lug spacing, but you'd lose the integrated profile that comes with the Rolex bracelet, unless you go Everest or Rubber Beat. That's an option that's out there. Now, the crown is relatively small in relation to the Datejust 2 case. I happen to like the fact that the crown is somewhat downplayed, somewhat, I would even call it a little bit subdued in relation to the rest of the case. To me, it creates more visual symmetry as the case has more balance from side to side. One element that's pretty much unarguable is that by opening up the dial and opening up the real estate of the watch, the Cyclops eye fits better on the Datejust 41 and the Datejust 2 than it ever did on the 36mm or smaller Rolex dials. This one does feature a gray gold, that is 18 karat white gold, but straight through, not plated, Rolex bezel. Rolex does make its own gold. It does make its own steel. This is Rolex 904L ultra corrosion resistant steel. Rolex stamps its cases, which is an impressive and expensive fabrication process that likely has more bearing on their overall durability than the alloy. So the stamping makes the cases tough. The 904L makes it, well, basically not just corrosion resistant, corrosion proof. The bezel is that 18 karat gray gold, the white gold that has no rhodium plating on it and thus never needs to be replated. It's a beautiful gem-like faceted appearance that twinkles and glitters in the sun. This one is going to double up because it also features a sensational sunburst blue dial. I love this combination of the oversized white gold indices fully loomed and the sunburst blue dial. This one has just the right balance of color and character for me. Silvery sheen and cool on the outside, warm and relatable and colorful on the inside. Fully loomed, there will be a loom shot. There are a couple of different versions of this watch. I should even mention that there are a couple of different versions of this watch that are almost exactly the same thing, albeit without loom. So if you want the most versatile possible Datejust 2, you want something like this dial design with the full lume. Now it features a screw-down twin-lock crown, 100-meter water resistance, and what's underneath that beautiful blue dial is a Rolex manufacturer caliber 3136, so it's a 3135 with two changes. First, you have the larger date disc for the larger case and the larger dial. Second, unlike the 3135, which uses KIF shock protection, the 3136 uses Rolex's own in-house Paraflex system. Paraflex is a little bit more efficient, it is a little bit tougher, but most importantly, it represents Rolex's commitment to build every single crazy piece of the watch right down to the lubricants and the shock protection. No stone, including pivot jewels, left unturned. Rolex makes it all. The 3136 is bidirectional automatic winding with a 48-hour power reserve. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It features hacking or stop seconds, as well as a quick set function, so you can quickly and easily cycle the date should the watch run down. The timepiece features a full balance bridge with a free-sprung architecture for shock resistance, an overcoil hairspring for resistance to positionally induced timing deviation, and it features a overcoil alloy known as Parachrom Blue, which is a niobium zirconium oxidized blend that is highly anti-magnetic and proprietary to Rolex. Finally, the watch is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, but Rolex gets the chronometer cert, recases the watch, and has done this with all of its modern chronometers. It makes sure that it still exceeds the COSC standards as a fully assembled and cased watch. That's not a given for all chronometer certified movements and all watches that feature chronometer on the dial or the case. This is a special watch on every level. 31 joules for smooth running. Consider that the minimum for an automatic is about 21, and you can only imagine how much detail, blood, sweat, tears, and friction reduction went into the engineering of this 3136. A masterpiece inside and out. You can see it and make it yours on the watch box. And we're back with the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 2. Reference 116334, white gold and steel with a blue dial by day, beautifully brilliant green by night. See it and make it yours on our website.